Right guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you why you should not be running Botox discounts. Now, right off the bat, we're going to be comparing it to non-consumable treatments such as RF, HIFU, energy-based devices, laser, sticks, all stuff like that, right? So off the bat, it's typically going to cost the same to get someone in for a Botox or a non-consumable, about 50 bucks. Now, let's talk about the economics. So, you're going to be paying around $5 unit cost per unit of Botox. An average of 50 bucks means that you have a consumable cost of $250 per appointment if someone is getting a kind of full face package of Botox. However, for the other side, your consumable cost, i.e., your marginal cost for doing each additional treatment, is $0. Next, the provider cost is roughly $50 for both. If you have a RN or an NP 1 hour of that time, is around $50. And then obviously if you're selling at $10 a unit, which is a commoditized low price, which is competitive, that a lot of med spas are actually offering, from what I've seen, the overall revenue is around $500 for the Botox session, whereas a non-consumable intro offer would be around $300. And therefore, off the bat, your margin is slightly higher for the non-consumable offer. However, Botox patients and non-consumable offer patients are not the same because, as we can see here, because the treatments such as lasers, HIFU, RF have a higher upsell percentage because when someone comes in for Botox, they're expecting for an instant fix. They want to know that I'm going to get the Botox and I'm done. I don't need anything else, right? No matter how much you try and tell them, hey, it will be better if you get microneedling, if you get this, if you get that, they're not really there for that. They're there for their quarterly Botox session, and that's all. And that's what they've budgeted in their head. However, the people that are coming for a concern to be fixed, such as pigmentation, sagging skin, wrinkles, they are more likely and more ready to commit to a treatment plan because they know it's more than one session compared to the instant results craving nature of the Botox customers, right? And the other thing to note is that, sure, the profit margin is slightly higher, right? 150 compared to 200. However, you could argue that Botox, people are going to be coming back every 3 months anyways. True, but this is just for the intro offer. So when you think about the treatment plans for the non-consumable offers and think about what level they could really reach, the treatment plans themselves could in fact be more and more profitable than the Botox because it's not that you're going to get 300 in revenue. What's more likely is you're going to get 2,000 to 3,000 in revenue if you're selling the treatment plans the right way. So, that being said, I would typically not run Botox because it gives you a different type of person compared to who you really want. And I would stick to non-consumables because they're a bit easier on the bank and actually easier to market for. This $50 for the Botox ads is probably close to 100, 150. Because just as a general rule of thumb, the more expensive thing that you're trying to sell people, the more that you're going to spend in the cost of acquisition, right? And so overall, I would much, much prefer doing a non-consumable promotion and treatment plan. And obviously, you can also layer in Botox with that, especially if you have low unit costs.